The greatly powerful Jambasura, carried by a lion, approached Indra and forcefully struck him on the shoulder with his club. He also struck Indra alone.
Being bitten by Jambasu's club, Indra's elephant was confused and agreed. Thus it touched its knees to the ground and fell unconscious.
Thereafter, Madhali, Indra's chariot driver, brought Indra's chariot, which was drawn by 1,000 horses. Indra then left his elephant and brought the chariot.
Text 17. Appreciating Madhali's services, Jambasura, the best of demons, smiled. Nonetheless, he stuck Vitali in the battle with the trident of a blazing fire.
Text 18. Although the pain was extremely severe, Madhali tolerated it with great patience. Indra, however, became extremely angry at Jambasur. He struck Jambasur with his thunderbolt and thus severed his head from his body.
When Nardarishi informed Jambasura's friends and relatives that Jambasura had been killed, the three demons named Namuchi, Bala, and Paka arrived on the battlefield in great haste.
Text 20. Evoking Indra with harsh, cruel words that were piercing to the heart, these demons showered him with arrows, just as torrents of rains wash a great mountain.
Quickly handling the situation on the battlefield, the demon Bala put all the Indra's 1,000 horses into tribulation by simultaneously placing them with an equal number of arrows.
Papa, another demon, attacked both the chariot with all his paraphernalia, and the chariot driver Matali by giving 200 arrows to his bow and releasing them all simultaneously. This was indeed a wonderful act on the battlefield.
Then Namuchi, another demon, attacked Indra and injured him with 15 very powerful golden feather arrows, which rode like a cloud full of fire.
Other demons covered Indra along with the chariot and chariot driver with incessant showers of arrows such as flight stars and warriors.
The demigods, being severely oppressed by their enemies and being unable to see Indra on the battlefield, were very anxious. Having no captain or leader, they began lamenting like traders in a wrecked vessel in the midst of the ocean.
Thereafter, Indra released himself from the cage of the network of arrows, appearing with his chariot flag, horses, and chariot driver, and thus placing the sky, the earth, and all directions. He shone effulgently like the sun at the end of night. Indra was bright and beautiful in the vision of everyone.
When Indra, who's known as Vajradhara, the carrier of the thunderbolt, saw his own soldiers so oppressed by the enemies on the battlefield, he became very angry. Thus he took up his thunderbolt to kill the enemies.
O King Christian, King Indra used his thunderbolt to cut off the heads of both Bala and Paka in the presence of all their relatives and followers. In this way, he created a very fearful atmosphere on the battlefield.
O King, when Namuchi, another demon, saw the killing of both Bala and Paka, he was full of grief and lamentation. Thus he angrily made a great attempt to kill Indra.
Being angry and roaring like a lion, the demon Namuchi took up a steel spear, which was bound with bells and decorated with ornaments of gold. He loudly cried, "Now you are killed." Thus coming before Indra to kill him, Namuchi released his sword.
Text 31. O king, when Indra, the king of heaven, saw his very powerful spear falling towards the ground like a blazing meteor,
Dexterity. When Indra saw Thunderbolt return from the enemy, he was very much afraid. He began to wonder whether this had happened because of some miraculous superior power. Indra thought forwardly that many mountains flying in the sky with wings would warm the ground of his people. I cut your wings with this same thunderbolt. Back.
Beli's king could not be injured even by all kinds of weapons, but killed by the same thunderbolt.
But now, although the same thunderbolt has been released against a less important demon, it has been ineffective. Therefore, although it was as good as a Brahmastra, it was now become useless like an ordinary rod. I shall therefore hold it no longer.
So Sukdev Goswami continued, while the morose Indra was lamenting in this way, an unevaded voice said from the sky, the demon Namuchi is not to be annihilated by anything dry or moist. The voice also said, O Indra, because I have given this demon the benediction that he will never be killed by any weapon that is dry or moist, you have to think of another way to kill him.
After hearing Navina's voice, Indra with great attention began to meditate on how to kill the devil. He then saw the foam would be the means, for it is neither moist nor dry.
Thus Indra, king of heaven, severed Namuchi's head with a weapon of foam, which was neither dry nor moist. Then all of the sages satisfied Indra, the exalted personality, by showering flowers and garlands upon him, almost covering him.
Vishwavasu and Paravasu, the two chiefs of the Gandharvas, sang in great happiness. The cattle drums of the demigods sounded, and the Apsaras danced in jubilation.
Vayu, Agni, Varuna, and other demigods began killing the demons who opposed them, just as lions kill deer in a forest.
Okay, when Lord Brahma saw the imminent total annihilation of the demons, he sent a message with Narada, who went before the demigods to make them stop fighting.
The great sage Narada said, all of the demigods are protected by the arms of Narayana, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and by his grace you have gotten the nectar. By the grace of the Goddess of Fortune you are glorious in every way. Therefore, please stop this fighting.
Shri Shukdev Goswami said, accepting the words of Narada, the demigod gave up their anger and stopped fighting. Being praised by their followers, they returned to their heavenly planets.
Following the order of Narada Muni, whatever demons remained on the battlefield took Bali Maharaj, who was in a precarious condition, to the hill known as Astagi.
Text 47. There on that hill, Sukracharya brought to life all the dead demonic soldiers who had not lost their heads, trunks, and limbs. He achieved this by own mantra known as Samjeevan.
Text 48. Bali Maharaj was very experienced in universal affairs. When he regained his senses and memory by the grace of Sukracharya, he could understand everything that had happened. Therefore, although he had been defeated, he did not lament.
So we'll be focusing on verse 48, the last one. Malishcha Joshana Sasparsha Pratyapanendriya Smritihi Parajitopi Nikhidaya Loka Tattva Vichakshanaha
Bali Chosarascha Sprishta.
Pratyapanendriya Smriti.
Pratyapanendriya Smriti
Parajitopi Nakhilya.
Loka Tattva Vikakshana.
Balischosana Sprishta.
Prapyendriya Smrita.
Parajitopi Nakhidaya Loka Tattva Vichanshana
Balichoshana Shaspishta.
Balichoshana Sasprishta
Pratyapanendriya Smriti.
Pratyapanendriya Smritihi Parajito apinaki dayal. Loka vichakshana.
Balishoshana Sasprishta
Marichushana sasprishta. Pratyapayendriya smrita. Parajito pinaki dayal. Loka vichakshana. We'll go word by word. Bali, Maharaj Bali. Okay, how you wanna do it?
All together.
You decide.
We'll keep a nice pace.
All together. Bali, Maharaj Bali, Cha, also, Ushana, by Shukra Sparsha, being touched, Praptapanna, was brought back, Indriya Smriti, realization of the action of the senses and memory, Prajatya, he was defeated, Api, although, Na, Akidyat, he did not lament, Loka Tattva Vichakshanaha, because he was very experienced in universal affairs. Translation altogether. Bali Maharaj was very experienced in universal affairs. When he regained his senses and memory by the grace of Shukracharya, he could not understand everything that had happened. Therefore, although he had been defeated, he did not lament. Purport to be acted out, not to be shown.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
No cheating. Okay. It is significant that Bali is here said to be very experienced. Although defeated, he was not at all sorry. For he knew that nothing can take place without the without the sanction of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Since he was a devotee, he accepted his defeat without lamentation. As stated by the Supreme Personality of Godhead in Bhagavad Gita 2.47, Karmane vadikaraste ma phaleshu kadachanaha. Everyone in Krishna consciousness should execute his duty without regard of victory or defeat. One must execute his duty as ordered by Krishna or his representative, the spiritual master. Anukulena Krishnanu Shilanam Bhaktir Uttama. In first class devotional service, one always abides by the order and will of Krishna. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purport of the 8th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, entitled as King Indra, and highlights the demons. Char. So this time we're gonna go with a little different take. I want all of you to take out your notebooks and please go through this purport and write 3 points, only 3 points, till the time I'm doing something at the blackboard. So please, sorry, on the whiteboard. Yeah, so we have 3 minutes. Please try to go through the purport and write down 3 points. Yes, Prabhu.
Can we see the big part? So, only like any point or just like whole purport?
3 minutes, starting now.
Whatever you can find useful in the whole purport.
Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purpose. Entitled King Indra.
Yes, go up.
Is it
Control minus.
I do.
Time up. So, since tomorrow is the appearance day of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, we'll start with glorifying him too, and then in the last, let's say 15 minutes, we'll come back to the purport too. So, first I want to ask you, I'm sorry, my drawing was not that good, but what do you all see in this picture?
Five birds on.
Lamppost?
No, like an electric cable. Cable.
Yeah, right? So, this was something which was shown to an artist, sorry, a poet by an artist. And here I'm not completely talking about consciousness. And different people were watching this thing and how this poet came out that what he can see here with this. First, I just want all of you to see like what else you can see in this picture if anybody has something. First, I want you all to see like if anybody has something else, what is in this picture.
Oh, five spirit souls are there.
What's on the
Nice.
one? What does the bottom canvas?
That is just like landscape. This is consciousness. Yeah. So that poet was asked that what is it, so he was explaining to his friend, that artist, that the only thing I can see is these two pillars are the margin lines of my page. You know, we have two margin lines on the pages. Nowadays we have sometimes only one, or for this book I don't have even one, but we have two margin lines on the page, and these five little birds are the vowels. Vowels. Yeah. And rest, whatever is happening, is my poetry. Now imagine that famous poet sees this thing in his poetic consciousness. What to talk about our acharyas, right? Srila Rupa Goswami, who was given the title of Kavi, he was also Kaviraj. He was also Kaviraj. But we don't say like Rupa Goswami Kaviraj, but he was given this title that he was Kaviraj. I was hearing to this lecture by Amarendra Prabhu, and he was mentioning this thing. So, now, why I showed this? Well, I wanted to talk about Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati having similar type of communication or consciousness. So once, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami was told by his guru. Who was his guru? Who was the guru of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati? Monil Prabhu. We'll raise hands, okay? Yeah. So, now he was told by his guru 3 things which he must not do. Anybody knows these 3 things? One is he should never go to Calcutta. Right? Second is he should never accept any disciples.
Can I say that one?
Yeah.
Should never build a temple.
I think
should never print books.
he should never associate with bhogis or karmis. This was the third one. Never go to Calcutta, not to accept any disciple, and not to associate with any bhogi or karmi. Right? Now, if we see Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj, he did literally everything. Right? Now, people went and actually asked Maharaj, well, I believe this was instructions by your Guru Maharaj. Well, actually, this was in IDC too. If you find some senior devotee or some senior Maharaj not following the principles, then the best thing to do is just go directly to him and ask, Maharaj, I don't know, my consciousness might be really impurified or something, but would you like to tell me, like, how is this happening? Why is this change happening? So Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati gave a really wonderful idea. His consciousness, he mentioned in that thing. Well, he said, I've never been to Calcutta. He said, I went to Calcutta, but I never went to Calcutta because I went to Gaudiya Math. It is a temple. And temple itself is Vaikuntha. It's not a part of the spiritual realm. So In that way, he said, I am following the orders of my spiritual master. I'm not going to Kolkata. I'm going to Gaudiya Math. Second was,
Don't accept any disciple.
yeah, do not accept any disciples. He said, oh, no, 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 no. I'm not accepting any disciples. These are all my guru's disciples only. I'm their servant. I'm just trying to serve them. Right? And the third one, the last one,
Not associated with karmis.
to do not associate with karmis. Right? The main thing was like to do not get association of karmis. Well, he said, I'm not receiving association. I'm giving them my association. Sudarshan Prabhu was fortunately here, and yesterday he quoted the same thing, which I heard from his mouth, I think, when we were having Nectar of Instructions classes. He said, whoever is higher in consciousness gives the instruction. And he gives the association, not the other ways around. So let's say Om Prabhu is going outside to meet his school friends. Now, he's giving them his association. He's not receiving association. This is how it is supposed to be. So he said, I never associated with them. I gave them my association. I never received anything. Right? Even if people were saying anything, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati had another name in ISKCON. A really famous. Anybody knows? The Lion Guru. Why is that?
Because he was very bold.
Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj was really, really bold. And sometimes you all see that some acharyas are really strict. But does that mean they're actually strict? Well, this is their mercy, to be honest. Because if they're not being strict, then they know that the world is really poor place and people will still be suffering again and again. So they take Krishna consciousness very strictly so that no one can suffer. Now, why Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati was really bold? Well, whenever he used to see Mayavadis, he'll just roar at them, he'll shout at them, no, this is a wrong philosophy. This is. And somehow or other, because he was super intelligent, he'll defeat them and he'll prove them that Krishna consciousness is the only best way of deliverance. Hare Naam, Hare Naam, Hare Naam eva kevalam, kalo nasteva, nasteva, nastir gativanyatha. And he'll actually make devotees chant, make them devotees. And they are chanting the holy names. So he was called as the Lion Guru. Some things I have written down about him. Well, you can find a lot of other things. I'm not going to go in detail because we have a wonderful lecture by His Grace Rupanuga Prabhu in the evening, Sunday Feast Discourse. But I'm going to mention few things which I like. Well, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj, when he was just 8-year-old, he literally memorized Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. Can you imagine?
The whole thing?
Yeah, I heard it on YouTube while I was listening to the lecture of Mohan Rupa Prabhu, and he said it was conthast. So I think that means like basically he knows everything. That was the word used. And then there is a wonderful story. I was not able to go deeply through it, but it was more like, we all know Jagannath Yatra happens in India, and the chariots of Jagannath never stop, right? But it stopped for 3 days just for Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj. How glorious he is. Like the Lord of Universe himself stopped just to see his pure devotee. Yes, Prabhu.
Yes, and then he was brought out, and then when he actually touched the chariot, touched the chariot, and then the chariot started moving. So the Lord was actually waiting for him to come and take darshan.
How old was he at that time?
I think he was a toddler. Maybe.
Yeah, I'm not sure about this.
Sure, but I've heard it. I think he was toddler, so they brought him there. So.
Yeah, he was a toddler.
Yes. And I think there were like 2 or 3 signs indicating that he is going to be a very great person, and this one was one of them.
Mm. Thank you so much, Prabhu, for sharing this. Yeah, I was unfortunately not able to go deeply in this past time, but for sure, probably later I can help you with that. And then he was not only famous in just the devotees, but even in the whole, what do I say, politics outside the government. They were really curious about him, that who is this guy so intelligent? He knows all the scriptures. He wrote a lot of commentaries too. Like I can recall, if he wrote commentaries or manuscripts like Surya Siddhant and other scriptures. And then, because of which he was given the title of Siddhanta Saraswati, basically. But coming back to the point that he was really famous in the whole democratic world, that even Subhash Chandra Bose came himself to meet him and ask him that please do some commentaries or something like that. Well, he refused it. He was like, I'm just a servant of Krishna. I don't know whose side to take in politics or something like that. And this is one really fascinating things I found about him. He took a vow to complete n number of rounds in a certain period of time, which was 10 years. Can anybody guess how many rounds it might be?
64?
No, in 10 years. In 10 years.
Oh.
So in Gaudiya Math, when Srila Prabhupada, out of his mercy, he gave us 16 rounds, but back then they used to chant 64 rounds in a day only. So in 10 years, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, he took a vow to complete n number of rounds.
I think it was like something like 108 rounds per day.
He took a vow to complete 100 crore rounds. Imagine. Yeah. And what else? And while he was doing this austerity of completing 100 crore Harinam, I mean, come on. He was only eating one handful of rice in the whole day.
For 10 years?
For 10 years. There was, I think he continued that thing till the end of his life. He was just eating one handful of rice. Imagine this austerity now. Personally, I'm talking about myself. I'm really attached to food. I need, Nejmia, other days she got muffins. I was like, oh yeah, I want to eat 2 or 3 muffins. Yeah, Monil Prabhu, he brought ice creams the other day. I was like, oh Krishna, it's my time. Now imagine Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati. It's so hard to just be on rice, right? By the way, just to mention, how many of us know here what is the actual form of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati?
He is the dear something.
He's Nayan Mani Manjari. Does anybody knows who is Manjari over here? Everyone knows, right, this concept? Because we've been sharing, he's Manjari, a lot of acharyas are Manjari, but what is Manjari?
Please explain, very briefly.
Okay, not briefly, I don't have a lot of time since I have to cover a few topics from the text too, but I'll just go in and make it in a nutshell. Basically, Manjari is a person, or just like Gopi, but she takes, who's handling laptop? Can you open Sheva Kunj picture? You can just search Seva Kunj picture by Jadurani Mataji, Prabhupada disciple. Till then I'll explain. Manjari is just a servant of Krishna. She thinks that I'm only for the service of Radha and Krishna. Now if you see all the gopis, they somewhere have this thing that, I only want to enjoy with Krishna, not with Radharani. We heard that pastime, right? Where Krishna left all the 3 billion gopis just to let know that Radharani is Radharani. So the Manjaris, however, they don't have this ego or something. They are just only servants of Radharani and Krishna. And to be honest, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami said when somebody was taking parikrama of Radha Kund, he was saying he's doing it for the wrong person. We are actually trying to serve Radharani by serving his beloved. How? So, sometimes there are 2 groups and there are, what do we say, jasus in English? Spies. So we are kind of spies of Radharani. We are trying to see that, Krishna, we are in your team. This thing happens a lot during the holy event, which is going to nowadays in Vrindavan, right? Holi is a wonderful festival of colors. Now Krishna's side will be thinking that we'll go from this side and we'll color all the gopis, and then Radharani will be so angry, and then we'll run and we'll be laughing at them. But the spies from that side, they say that, oh Radharani, they are planning this thing. So you be aware. And then Radharani is now aware about this thing, and she's ready with her sticks to play Lathamara Holi and beat all the cowherd boys. So this is what actually a Manjari is. She's on the side of Radharani, but by serving Krishna. That is the mode of Manjari. And if we have that picture, are you able to find? Okay, never mind. I can show you there is a depiction of Manjari. Now it's not necessary that it has to be in a human form. Sometimes it can be, basically Manjari can take any form because it's Goloka. Sometimes it can be like Tulsi, it can be like a plant. We say, who is a tree in Vrindavan out of our acharyas? Anybody knows? Yeah, Madhavendra Puri. So his actually eternal form is a tree in Vrindavan Dham. Yeah, I heard it from Rupanuga Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu.
Vrindavan or Golok?
Golok Vrindavan. No. Well, there are three kinds of Vrindavan, just to let you know. Three kinds of places where Leela happens. Kunj Leela, Nikunj Leela, and Nivrit Nikunj. Sorry, I'll just get up. By the way, how do you like this wiring? I think it looks better this way. So, this is a really wonderful picture. It's one of my favorite. Are you able to zoom a little? Well, here, Samarani Mataji, or Jadurani Mataji, she has made really detailed things about Manjaris. And there are a few Manjaris hidden in it. If you see one Manjari, you can see the face of this.
Prabhu, I need hands.
Sorry, I'll come here.